I'm Rutger Hauer. Profiles coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Profiles. I'm Marley Hall. Today's guest is international movie star Rutger Hauer. With an impressive roster of films including Blade Runner, The Hitcher, Ladyhawke, Sin City, and Batman Begins, Rutger remains one of Hollywood's busiest actors for more than 25 years. After a short break, we'll join our host Mickey Burns as he welcomes veteran actor Rutger Hauer to Profiles. Welcome back to Profiles. Rutger Hauer has become one of Hollywood's most bankable stars since the early 80s. He has made more than 100 movies playing everything from action heroes to sinister villains. Hauer recently added author to his resume with the release of his autobiography, All Those Moments, which gives us an inside look into the life of a respected and prolific actor. So let's join our host Mickey Burns as he welcomes award-winning actor Rutger Hauer to Profiles.
Now, what's a big shot like you doing in a place like this?
I need some information. The Wayne Enterprise, 47B, 1ME.
1ME. It's a microwave emitter. It was designed to vaporize an enemy's water supply. Rumor was they tested dispersing water-based chemical agents into the air, but isn't that illegal?
I want all the information on the development of this project. All data, files, backup disks on my desk right away.
Did you lose one?
I'm merging your department with archives. And I'm firing you. Didn't you get the memo?
Rutger Hauer, welcome to our show Profiles.
Thank you.
Of course, you are truly one of our great actors, currently celebrating the release of your compelling autobiography, All Those Moments. Your life has been quite a journey. Did you enjoy writing about it?
Yes, it took me a lot longer than I thought, and I had to do it a little faster than I was hoping for because we wanted to get it out at the same moment when Blade Runner would celebrate its 25th year and the release in the theaters, the re-release. So, hard part is what not to write, I find.
Sure, because I know you were very honest. I guess you have difficulty writing and not being honest.
It's hard, yeah.
That's part of the problem.
Yep.
And you don't want to hurt anyone.
No.
Now, for our fans who don't recognize you, there must be one or two in the world, right? You are an international movie star that's built a reputation, been in 100 or so movies, for playing everything from romantic leads to action heroes to sinister villains. Is there a specific type of role that you haven't played yet but still aspire to?
Yeah, sure. No, I was going to say I'd like to play Woody Allen, but that's not going to happen.
Okay.
But I like his humor.
Maybe you haven't done enough comedy?
Comedy is hard, you know. I mean, I would give it a shot, but I don't think anybody's waiting. I'll try it. I'm a comedian at heart. I think everything's funny. And, but yeah, no, sure, you know.
A little more.
Can only do so much, I think.
Sure. Now, you have a stunning roster of films, such as Blade Runner, The Hitcher, Ladyhawke, Sin City, Batman Begins, which was a great film. And regarding Hollywood, you recently said there seems to be a bigger need in Hollywood for people to stereotype. And you said they always want to put me in the bad guy boxes.
No, I think it's a fair deal that you give a foreigner who, you know, who speaks with an accent, if you give him that sort of role. It's sort of addictive. You know, you can only do so much on film. And I do understand stereotyping, and I think everybody is stereotyped somewhat. It's just, I think it's a personal sort of battle to not get stereotyped too much. You know, Americans love my bad guys, you know, and they cannot stop talking about them. I'm not going to stop them, you know, and I love my job. It's part of it. I just have to do things, you know, my own way.
Sure.
And
sure.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, you can stereotype me as much as you want. I'll still find a way to beat it.
You bet. And regarding your bad guy roles, of which you play so well, you said playing villains comes easy to me. Yeah, I find that people are fascinated by evil. They're totally paralyzed by it. But as an actor, I'm not.
Right. It's a part, you know.
That's what it doesn't.
I play, you know, I try and sort of create the illusion that I'm playing a human, and I'll just give him I'll give him a heart and a soul and a gun, maybe. I don't, you know, as an actor, you can't play that part. I think.
Mm-hmm. What type of role has been the most difficult?
Have to admit, Blind Fury, because it's so light. It's light-hearted and tongue-in-cheek. Okay. Martial arts, blind guy. And
that was quite a challenge.
Yeah.
It was. I would think so. Yeah. Now, you were born and spent much of your youth in Holland. And in the book, you talk quite a bit about that experience. And what I was surprised to read was that in Holland, acting was frowned upon in most circles because the Dutch value personal modesty. Yeah, acting was for a little bit for people who were kind of funny, and that was considered for stage acting. But so you know, I was acting on a repertory with a repertory group then, and I noticed that people had sort of funny feelings about actors, and I agree. Has that changed at all? Not quite, but I do think that my profession is kind of a funny one still. Yeah. Okay. In your youth, in Holland, I read that you had absolutely zero interest in school, and eventually, as a young man, joined the Navy. Well, this is something from a translation. The Navy. It's the merchant marine, I guess you would call it. Yeah, it's something like the Navy. But I know, I love that. I love that. You did like it? Yeah. Legend has it that your first acting gig was actually convincing your superiors that you were psychologically unfit for duty because you didn't want to be there. Is that true? Yeah, that was in the Army. Yeah, I had to go. I had to join the Army, and after 4 months, I decided I was not going to be a very good soldier, and I convinced them that I was right. Yeah, and you had another good fortune situation when they found out you were colorblind, and you can't be colorblind and be a sailor. Yes, if you want to be, if you want to have any future in any sort of sailing, colorblind's not a great idea. Not a great idea. Now, your ship will go down. Yeah. When he came to me, he was a tormented boy, tormented by guilt. I tried to counsel him, but the eating, it filled him with white light. Tearful, he swore to me that he felt the touch of God Almighty. What the hell do you know? Early in your career, I know you put a lot of effort into your diction, and you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, to overcome your Dutchman accent and to speak more like an American, and that languages eventually became one of the loves of your life. But I was wondering, what's the biggest difference between a Dutch accent and an American accent that you had to overcome? Huh. It's really weird, because, it's, I sort of thought, if it's almost like if Meryl Streep does a Polish accent for, what was the film she does so well, or an African or an Australian accent, or an African, she's so good at it anyway. Yeah. But I know that's a lot of work, and I have to do the same thing, but then it just sounds like normal to you. Yeah, yes.